Hey, what's going on everybody? Haskyns here. In today's video, 'tis the season for Christmas builds. I'm gonna show you every step of the way on how to bring these awesome Christmas trees into your LEGO Fortnite worlds. Also, stick around to the end. Even when we get through the build of this, I'm gonna talk to you about a couple of different cool things that you can do, including how to get these inside of your house. I love the way that these look, and a lot of people have asked me to show you how to do this, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Also, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, so you don't miss out on all of the great LEGO Fortnite content that we do here on this channel. Anyways, you don't want to continue to hear me yapping, so let's get right into the build. The first thing I do want to point out is if you don't have the lights we're using in this tutorial today, you can use a ton of other lights that you might have available to you. All you need to do is follow the instructions and just simply replace the lights that I'm going to be using in today's tutorial with a light of your choice. Super important information. There are actually several different size trees, ranging from these smaller ones here all the way up to these very, very large pine trees that you're seeing in front of me right now. And with that being said, each build is going to vary depending on the size of the tree. So let me go ahead and show you right now on exactly how you size up the frame for all of your Christmas lights for the different size trees. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we'll start with this larger tree and the medium tree here, just to kind of get the point across on how we go about like lining this framework up. Now we're gonna start with the umber wall. This is part of log cabins. It's a 2x2x12. We're gonna line this right up directly with the tree here, and we're gonna use this to find the height. Now, this is gonna be 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the 2x2x12 umber walls, and we're gonna cap this off with the 2x2x6 umber half wall. So the large tree is 5 plus a half wall, and then this medium tree, what we're gonna do is, if you're designing one of these, I believe it's 3.5 wall. So we'll just kind of get close to this. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then a half wall, and that's going to get us pretty close to the top of that tree. Now this is basically the fundamentals of finding the heights of your trees. Now let's move on to the rest of this build and show you how to get these lights on. Now that we've found the heights of our trees, we're going to start to try to figure out the width of the tree here. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to grab some of these rustic thin floors here, and we're just going to put these on the sides of our post here. Now we want to make sure that the height in which we place our first one is going to be hidden by the actual pine or the branches of the tree here. And so this 12x2x1 seems to be a really good length for that kind of bottom part of the tree. And we're gonna work maybe one more layer up here. Now again, you might be wondering, so why are you doing this outside the tree? This is just all an effort to make sure that the frame that we're building here is going to be hidden by the tree as best as possible. We don't really want to have these boards kind of sticking all over the place, because it's going to look kind of strange when you have all these pieces of wood. So we're just going to continue to build this up. Now you can see here with the 12x2x1, we start to get a little bit higher on the tree. These will be sticking out a lot. So what I recommend doing is after you have your first 2 rows in, we're going to step it down to like the 8x2x1. And we're just going to do the same thing here. We're going to place these down, lined up kind of with where you can see those branches sticking out. And we're going to continue to build these up and create this sense of framework on the inside. Now, as you step up to this height, what I recommend you doing is the 6x2x1s and just having them kind of sit right in line with those branches and continue to build up. Now, once we get about here, after this layer, we're going to take the 6x2x1s and we're just going to start to build them on the like outside of this post here. So we're just going to nudge it till we get it right against that post. We're going to do one here, do another one here, and then we'll put some kind of on the sides here, and one behind. So now you can see we've built our template for the lights. So now we're going to need to chop this down. In order to get the frost pine down though, you will need an epic axe. And we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of this, and we're gonna wait for a moment. And I'm gonna show you something here. We're gonna have a sapling pop up. Sometimes they don't show up. If they don't, it's kind of a bummer. You're gonna have to kind of reset and try again or find a different tree. But as you can see there, our sapling has now arrived. And what we're gonna do is the same exact thing we did for our frame. This time though, we're gonna place our post or the corner umber wall right over the sapling. And we're just going to mirror the exact template that we built out in front of the tree over the tree. Now, the way we're gonna place these is we're gonna nudge one all the way out to the outer edge of our floor piece here, and then we're just gonna nudge it in one. Now you want to have it to where the stars are facing outward, and we're going to do this on all 4 of our floor pieces here. And then once we've got these in, you could simply fill this in a little bit more by going back to your floor pieces. And we're going to take some of the 8x2x1s, and we're just going to place these right here on the outside. And then we're going to take the smaller 6x2x1 and build these little kind of square frames here. And this is going to give us a little bit more area to work with and some more light coverage. Now, the one thing I do want to say, though, that if you are using these particular lights, they are a bit expensive on the material side. So definitely be sure to have a ton of materials available in survival. If you're in sandbox, you'll be totally fine. But yeah, these things are 1 wood, 1 granite, 2 bright core, and 6 vines a piece. So a little hefty on the mats. And now that we have this little bit of like square framework here, we're just going to simply fill this out a little bit more by placing down some more of the nightmarish trees here. Just creating more of like a round kind of circle around the outer edge here, or as round as you can get it, I should say. And then once you've got that coverage, we're ready to move on to the next layer. Now you can just go back to your template and take a look at how wide you have some of the next layers. And we're just going to build right above this set of lights here. So now in this case, we're going to be kind of tapering up a bit. So we're going to go over the 12x2x1, and we're going to place one this time on the outside of the post like that. And we're going to do on the opposite end here, right here. And then we're going to have some come out just like that. And then another one right here. And then we'll begin to start placing some of our lights down again towards the outside edge here. And quite honestly, at this point, rather than just continuously doing each layer for this tutorial, I think you all kind of get the idea of what we're doing here. Again, if you're not using these lights, use a variety of different colored lights and things like that, but we'll add a couple more pieces here and here. And just continue to build your lights up and check your template. So obviously the next layer, we're going to be using the smaller floors for 2 more layers. And then up here, we're gonna get kind of really narrow towards the top with kind of more of like a small box around. So here's an idea of how your tree frame should be looking. Now this will eventually grow back, and we'll go ahead and take a look at here in just a moment again at the finished product. Just one thing to add too, don't forget to make sure to add one of these up top. So a couple of more things to mention. If you do have Lockie's Lighthouse, you can add that Lockie's light on top of your Christmas tree. Basically, you're going to attach it to the frame, but you can see here it looks like a nice glowing star from a distance. Super cool effect. And then one more thing, let's go on fly over into our house here. If you're looking to add a Christmas tree inside of your house, it's just as simple as making sure that you build over the top of the trees themselves and build around it. And then you can build a frame underneath your floor and just have this kind of peeking up through your house. A really cool addition, and a good way to do that is just making sure that you build your house up on like a half wall foundation there. Super cool thing that I just wanted to point out to all of you. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and go ahead and check out some of my other LEGO Fortnite content. We have all sorts of different tutorials, video showcases, and you name it, we've got it. LEGO Fortnite is what we do here on this channel. So thank you so much for tuning in. Haskins is signing off. I will catch you all in the next one.